Hey, hi, hello, y'all. How y'all doing? Listen, there's a lot of energy today. I'm mad hype, okay? We had to choose a lab of our liking that we wanted to be part of, and we ranked them top 3, but also gave reasons and explanations why we think that they're a good fit or that we're a good fit to their lab. This is how you know I'm happy, because I'm eating bread pudding. I'm celebrating. I really didn't have the best explanations because I don't have that much experience. So it's like, how am I going to sell myself on how I fit into someone's existing lab and let them know, like, I can do what you need me to do when I really don't have existing experience. However, I took notes on each lab. So I can pretty much know what each person was talking about. First of all, I gotta give y'all info. Hold on. Let me do some research. Let me figure out how I'm gonna tell y'all about this. Okay, back to it. Now, there's specific coursework. I'm reading it straight from the student handbook. So specific coursework, practica, and externships related to each profession-wide competency are described below. Research, right? This is what the lab is. It's a research lab, and I'm going to read it verbatim. Students take courses in statistics and research methods and professional psychology during their third year in the program. At the end of the first year, students are matched with faculty, research advisors. The courses are Research Project 1 and Research Project 2. Students are required to participate in the research lab of their faculty research advisor, complete a literature review on their selected research topic, conduct an empirical study, write the introduction, methods, results, discussion chapters of Research Project 2, and defend it at an oral examination. That is the purpose of the research lab, right? When I was thinking of we had 6 different lab research mentors, I should say, to choose from. I know for a fact I want to stay in neuro. I know that I'm not necessarily a CBT girl. I really like psychodynamic, and I just want to work with someone who understands the flexibility in between. Well, all of them understand it, but who knows how to pull from different methods when when talking about treating or assessing and treating different diagnoses, right? So essentially, when I first went to school, they set you up with a mentor for the first year because clearly you're not in lab, so they don't want you to just be there with no type of guidance or mentorship, so they do set you up with a professor. I was already matched with a professor, and he was great. He's in psychodynamic, and he focuses on neural things as well. I actually chose him as number 2 on my list, which was surprising because going into the day when we were actually observing all the different research labs in order to make our decision, he was number 1. Then I observed this one professor who excuse me, who I had last year as a professor, and her teaching style to me was a little bit rough in terms of how I can connect with it. But let me tell you something, I like rough, I like different, I like difficulty. Because for me, once I understand something that I know is hard, I feel like I can understand anything. So I find it to be a challenge. But I really didn't enjoy her class in a way where I felt like I could understand it, because at the end of the semester, we had to do a really big group project, and I just felt like if it was all on me, I would be able to understand it better. But because I wanted to just be able to work with the group and kind of get it over with, I didn't put in enough effort to see my way through so that I could understand it. And some of that blame kind of felt like, for me, I kind of put that on a professor. But I was observing her lab, and I was like, you know what? When I think of a mentor, I think of someone who's going to put me on the right path, who's going to push me, who's going to expose me to things that my mind doesn't necessarily always think of, who has the resources, who has the network. And that is what mattered to me. And someone obviously who is likable, which I think outside of what I felt, my feelings for the previous semester in the class that we had, I still liked this individual. Anyway, I went into her lab and observed it, and I was like, oh, she's number 1. I have to work with her. She is so well respected in the field. And then on top of that, she's someone who sets herself out to do what she wants to get done. So for me, I'm the person who's very goal driven. I like to say things that I want to do, but I make sure I get them done. I don't care if it's this year. I don't care if it's in 5 years, in 10 years, in 15 years. If I know it's something I want to do, I get it done. And to me, I feel like she embodies that. Like, she's very goal driven. She puts a lot on her plate, but she makes sure she carries it with grace. And the feedback that I got from students who are in her existing lab was great, which made me feel like, all right, then the feelings I had last semester could have just been an isolated incident. Also, it was my first time being involved with this professor, so I kind of wanted to get my mind off of my personal emotional feelings from last semester and just really think about it in the long run. Who do you want to work with? Who do you trust could be a good mentor to put you on the path you want to go? Who's already working with neuropsychology? Who has passion behind that? Who can really integrate different aspects of CBT and psychodynamic theory and show you how to pull from both to be an efficient therapist or psychologist? And I trusted her to be that person. And I say all of that to say, got the results. We all figured out whose lab we're going to be a part of today. I'm in that lab with 2 amazing other students, by the way. But I'm so excited. I am so hyped to be in that lab. I'm just so excited. And I felt like going into this program, I really didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, but I knew that when I think about neuropsychology, I feel something in me that's like, yeah, that's where I'm driven to be, or where I'm being pulled to be. And now it's like back to back to back, I'm getting signs that's showing me that, yeah, that's exactly where I should be. Everyone around me who I know is a psychologist has a passion for neuropsych. And understanding the mind and behavior is relationship, and how like trauma and all these other things can affect it. And different treatments as well, different ways to assess that. I'm in for a good run. I'm excited. I'm so excited. I'm stoked. This bread pudding is fire. It's not too sweet. It's delicious. But that's my little run today. If you wanted to know what made me happy this week, yeah, you got it. Being accepted into the lab program that I deemed my #1. You ask, you shall receive. If you don't ask, you don't get. So I'm proud about that. And I just wanted to say that to you guys. Have a good day. Thanks for stopping by the office. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.